So a replacement bird showed up today. A buddy of mine had a spare and sold it to me really reasonable price. And now what I'm trying to figure out is this is a later model bird that he sent me, and my bird seems to have an older wooden base with the bird mounts tapped into the wooden base, and then the wooden base is nailed to the cuckoo clock box stationary, and it bounces up and down like that. So what I'm thinking is I want to try to get the pin out of this old bird and release this mechanism in there, and then get the pin out of this bird that holds this mechanism in, which looks like a nail, and just swap the mechanism so I get my old wood mount on this newer bird without this brass, because it didn't have brass to begin with, I don't think. Fun stuff. I'm going to need the magnifying glasses for this if I do attempt it. I'm thinking that's some sort of nail. But it doesn't come all the way through, so I'm thinking it's a nail through the bird. If I could get in there and just wedge it, grab it, and start shoving it back out the side there without tearing the bird up, I might be able to do what I want to do with it. This bird used to look like that bird. It had some blue, little blue dot after the tail. It's pretty close, except for the base. And this bird, when you lift it up, the mouth opens up as it bobs up and down cuckooing. And this old bird used to do that too, till its head got knocked off or something happened to it. And this base did the same thing with that lift loop right there. So that's going to take some magnifying glasses and some patience and some time, and I think I can do it. I think I know what to do without tearing the birds up. And then I also got my new latest and greatest German Black Forest Chalet on display here. And I think this is all that's about left of the German chalets that are being offered on eBay from that Charlemagne's Kingdom down in Helen, Georgia. And yeah, a lot of people have looked at these models on a treasure hunt on this large train layout down there in Helen, Georgia. And it's sad, poor guy spent all of his life building this and then passed away, and didn't have anybody else that apparently wanted to keep it running, so they took it apart and farmed out the pieces to the highest bidders, and then they're selling these pieces on their eBay accounts. So yeah, got little people there waving. A little bit of wood there for their fireplace. Little side entrance there. Yeah, that's a nice little house. Little German style house. I don't know what it is, I just like these chalet type houses. And the cuckoo clocks also have the chalet roofs as well. So yeah, it's the latest. So I did some preliminary cleanup on this old miniature clock that I got on eBay, and didn't clean up too bad. Looks all right. I mean, there's some collars that pendulum is a little light, the base is a little dark, and then the topper's a little light, so I'm almost wondering if it's pieced together, or if it came that way with a light topper. So cleaned up all right. So I'll get this case repaired. There's a crack down here. Get that repaired, clamped back, and then work on the mechanism, get the mechanism mounted in there, get the bellows redone, get the base of the clock totally ready to go and operational, and then you can hang it on the wall and test it without having this whole front on it. So yeah, I can, if it's supposed to be collar matched, I can make it match. Just not sure yet. And I got to repair, gonna do some wood carving and repair this piece here to make it look like that piece there, and glue these things back together here, and then fill the cracks with some filler, stain it to match. Pretty nifty little old clock. And then it doesn't have brass chain, it's plated, brass plated chain that's corroded, so I don't know what I'm going to do there, if I want brand new chain or if I'm just going to go with that old. And the bellows paper on top needs some replacement there once I put a weight in there. So not too shabby. So still gotta figure it out just to use some water on a damp rag, gently rub these numbers. So I gotta do on this side. You can see the difference. I almost lost the 6 right here. Almost screwed it up, but I fixed it, stopped what I was doing, and I'm gonna touch all that up. So I'll do it more lighter on that side. Still got to apply some beeswax to the carvings. I got the collars matching pretty much. Just got to finish that clock face and then focus on the bellows and the movement. Clean up the chain a little bit. But the case turned out okay. Got a door that's warped a little bit. I got to bend it slowly. Looks like it's got dovetails or something here in this case as well. There's some more on the bottom. So that's as good as it's going to get. I'm not a wood carver, but that's as good as I could get it. Not bad, but not exact. It's better than nothing, I guess. So cleaned up pretty nice for the rest of it. Not too shabby for an amateur. So I got the clock face cleaned up halfway. It's still got some dirt on it, but I think it's stained, and it's paper. It's like a cardboard, so had to be real careful. I had to just use basic water and some Q-tips and gently stroke the numbers several times, and the Q-tip got black, and so finally I got the colors halfway decent. They're not totally white, but that gives it a vintage look the way it is. And so everything is looking pretty good here. So I just got some bellows to fix. I got to figure out how to get this paper someplace. I'd like to match the color. It's kind of a pinkish white and black. I could get some new paper for that, and I need to salvage a weight from my collection of bellows tops, and then rebuild this and get some hands for this, and it should be done after that. And then I can nail all of this back on once I get all this stuff put back inside it. So yeah, I got this for under $30 on eBay. It was in pathetic shape, but a little elbow grease, and it's turning out to be a decent little clock. And the case is really unique in that it's got the whole sides on our doors, so it's kind of like a transition between the old wooden plate clocks and the new modern brass plate clocks. I don't know how close this is, or if this is 50s or 1940s, but I've not seen a clock case quite like this on any Cuckoo clock, really, with a brass plated movement. So usually if you got a case like this, it's got wooden plates. There's no brass plates on it, with the gears in between the wooden plates. So yeah, it was a good little investment. Give me something to do, keep me busy, and it's going to turn out pretty nice, I think. Can't wait to hear it. And then right here is going to be a before and after photo of this clock in a similar frame. So it's going to be diagonal.